Good evening, Eddie.
Hey, Mrs. Chen.
Good evening, Venom.
Function Hall, Mrs. Chen.
He says hi.
Director Andy Serkis describes Venom Let There Be Carnage as a love story between Eddie Brock and Venom. That idea is skillfully reflected through the lean script and smart directing choices. Serkis gives us a sequel with entertaining action sequences, a more personal approach, a lot of humor, and a thrilling final showdown.
Whoa, where you going? That is a red one. You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody. Promise. I promise.
Picking up after a passage of time only marked by Cletus Cassidy's sleek new haircut, Let There Be Carnage gives us a truly unhinged villain, played with crazed energy by Woody Harrelson. As Eddie and his police detective partner put together the pieces of Cassidy's killing spree, we see a dramatic pivot from the sci-fi conspiracy of the first movie to something that plays like a comic book movie hybrid of serial killer thrillers like Seven or Zodiac. I know, just follow along with me here. Of course, these movies are brilliant, so it is a fine template to work off of when handling a villain similar to so many of America's real-life monsters, had they been granted some really terrifying powers.
The chocolate delivery hasn't arrived yet.
No! We had a deal.
What's gonna happen? You gonna stop protecting me?
I am happy to eat, Mrs. Chen.
No, you cannot eat, Mrs. Chen.
What?
Nothing?
Serkis efficiently balances various tones, visual spectacles, and humorous performances to surprisingly make it work. Much like Eddie does, the sequel lets its weirder side out, and the symbiote is given more time to shine. Venom's one-liners cut through tense moments as comedic relief, resembling a combination of Clayface from HBO Max's Harley Quinn show and the MCU's Drax. Or, as Eddie describes him, a pig dog horse duck. We're also given a much smaller yet efficiently used supporting cast with Detective Mulligan, Anne, Dan, and even Mrs. Chen, emphasizing a more personal threat to Eddie's social circle.
I am happy for you.
No!
God, I'm so sorry.
Not sorry.
This two needs some serious couples counseling.
Serkis's experience as a motion capture artist comes through as he directs much more physical scenes. His trust in practical and computer-generated visual effects hammers home Venom's physical presence in impressive and tangible ways, like when Venom tears up Eddie's kitchen in a scene that seems straight from Fantasia's The Sorcerer's Apprentice. In general, the active camera movement matches the cold-blooded, chaotic energy brought on by Carnage and Cassidy. In the only fight between Venom and Carnage, the battle is packed with feral, creative limb-slinging between the two symbiotes as Carnage jabs with grotesque spiked arms and Venom defends with an instinctive survival mentality. It's an explosion of CGI monsters and pyrotechnics that's gripping to watch. And speaking of villains, when Cassidy is reunited with his partner in crime, it's actually hard not to root for them to burn everything to the ground. Played by Naomie Harris, Shriek joins with Cassidy and Carnage to form a trio of antagonists with savageness, smarts, and showmanship that revels in the disaster they leave in their wake. It's a shame we don't get more of Harris in Let There Be Carnage, not only for her magnetic performance, but also to get any context for her powers and much of her backstory. Its absence is the one place where this movie feels shorter than it should have been. However, given what we know about symbiotes and loud noises, this dynamic presents their relationship with a troubling caveat, emphasizing a star-crossed romance between the two. Even still, it's Eddie and Venom's relationship specifically that's really tested through this rampage of mayhem. While the movie has fun implying a romance between the two, their relationship is still more like a beleaguered pet owner and an untrained puppy, with exasperation painted on Hardy's face. Eddie and Venom have a lot of communication issues, which is what gets them into this mess with Carnage. Compared to how quickly Cassidy and Carnage teamed up, it seems like Eddie and Venom will never see eye to eye. But they're building a sustainable symbiotic relationship, so we're rooting for those two crazy kids to make it work.
Please let me fix it so I can break it again. You are a loser.
All that said, while Let There Be Carnage has a structurally sound plot meant to redirect the franchise, it's still one that's playing catch-up to where superhero movies are now in 2021. It's the conventionally perfect length for a film, clocking in a little over 90 minutes while it slavishly follows the typical hero's journey. This story started off too big and too complicated in the first movie, so it's good that it scales back to focus on finding its voice. With its otherwise safe decisions, it's reassuring to see the ending and mid-credits scene lay out a new direction for the Venom series, and it's exciting to think about what happens to our duo next.
Ta-da! Catch up.
Excuse me?
Yummy.
Venom Let There Be Carnage finally pairs Venom and Eddie with a worthy villain in a formulaic story that still manages to embrace its weirder side. Andy Serkis directs a fun and action-packed sequel that highlights Venom as his own character and features Woody Harrelson and Naomie Harris as breakout villains with excellent chemistry. Taking itself less seriously and having way more fun, its relatively short runtime is still packed densely with plenty of action, campy humor, and almost enough character development. At the same time, it's a love story about relationships evolving and learning to grow and trust each other. Venom as a series is still working through its growing pains, but it looks like it's all uphill from here. For more movie reviews, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.